All right, so have you ever been on a flight and like something weird happens and you think, man, I wish I knew what was going on behind the
Oh,
scenes?
yeah, all the time.
Like, what are the flight attendants thinking? Well, lucky for us, we've got an inside look at the world of air travel from, you guessed it, flight attendants.
Yeah, we're diving deep into some hilarious anecdotes from Captain James and Purser Olivia. They've seen it all.
This is your backstage pass, folks,
Let
without the motion sickness. And we're focusing on you, the passenger. Practical tips, funny stories, all that good stuff.
Yeah, so let's get started with something everyone experiences on flights. You know that feeling when you get off the plane and your skin is like the Sahara Desert?
Ugh, yes. Tell me about it. Why is the air so dry up there? I feel like I spend the whole flight chugging water.
Well, it's because of how they pressurize and circulate the air. But Olivia really stresses how important it is to stay hydrated, especially since you're basically in a flying tin can.
I've definitely learned that the hard way. But avoiding alcohol is key too, right?
Exactly. Alcohol just dehydrates you even more. Which reminds me, Olivia told this story about a passenger who was so desperate for moisture that they soaked their socks in water and hung them from the air vent.
Oh my gosh. Were they trying to make a DIY humidifier?
I guess so. Definitely not something I'd recommend, though. Speaking of things I wouldn't recommend, let's talk about airplane blankets and pillows.
Ooh, yeah. I always wonder how often they actually wash those things.
Olivia didn't give us the exact cleaning schedule, but let's just say you might want to think twice before snuggling up with them.
You know what's even worse?
Yeah.
Olivia actually caught a passenger trying to use a blanket as a diaper for their pet.
No way!
Yeah, I know. It's like a whole new level of ew.
Yeah.
So maybe bring your own travel pillow and blanket next time, folks.
Yeah, peace of mind is priceless. And while we're on the topic of hygiene, we have to talk about those tiny airplane bathrooms.
Oh boy. We all know what you're getting at.
Let's be real. Hundreds of people use those things during a flight. So hand sanitizer is your best friend up there.
Absolutely. And Olivia had a great tip for, well, aiming. She said to think of it like a game of operation. You got to be precise.
Yeah, nobody wants to be that person. But on a more serious note, let's talk about the seatbelt sign.
Yeah, it's there for a reason, right? Not just a suggestion.
Seriously, Olivia told this story about a passenger who stood up during some rough turbulence to grab their bag from the overhead bin.
Oh no. Did they get hurt?
He sure did. Ended up with a broken wrist. So even if the turbulence seems minor, buckle up. It's just not worth the risk.
Definitely good advice. Okay, so on a lighter note, remember how we talked about flight attendants seeing it all?
Oh yeah, Olivia has so many stories.
Well, apparently some passengers treat the plane like their own personal spa. She's seen people clipping their toenails, doing their makeup.
And let's not forget those who try to sneak into first class. It's like they think the flight attendants won't notice.
Or maybe they just don't care. It's amazing what people do when they think nobody's watching. But remember, folks, those flight attendants are always watching.
Yeah. So maybe don't try to do your yoga routine in the aisle.
But seriously, if you need anything during a flight, don't hesitate to ask for help.
Exactly. Flight attendants are there for you. Whether you've lost your luggage, need directions, or just want a recommendation for a good book to read. They're like walking travel encyclopedias.
And speaking of helpful tips, Olivia gave us the inside scoop on the best time to use the bathroom. She recommends going right after the meal service is over. Shorter lines, you know.
Smart. That's how you avoid those awkward mid-flight shuffles.
Exactly. So there you have it. We learned some pretty wild stuff today, all thanks to Captain James and Purser Olivia.
For me, the biggest takeaway is that even though flying can be a bit stressful, there's also a lot of humor to be found in it. And those flight attendants work incredibly hard to keep things running smoothly.
They really do. Okay, now we want to hear from you. What's the craziest or funniest thing you've ever seen a fellow passenger do on a flight?
Share your stories with us using our hashtag We're All Ears.
We'll see you next time for another deep dive.
Safe travels!
Bye.